Yay! We are on live. Hopefully you can see me. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you can type questions in the question bar. That's very exciting, you guys. We are actually doing this at the Kroc Center. So we were guaranteed great internet, semi-great lighting. I'm glowing. It's lovely. So we're going to go ahead and give everybody about 2 more minutes to hop on. Get your notepads out, and then we will get started. And we're going to keep this really quick, really concise, and down to hopefully about 30 minutes, because this is going to be a training video that we're going to keep using. So 2 more minutes to hop people on. All right, you guys, we are just going to go ahead and get started. So thank you guys for taking time out of your evening to be part of this training. I do, again, apologize for the technical difficulties last night, got those kinks worked out, and we are ready to rock and roll. So I am here with Mary Lyons. Hi, Mary. She's a brand new beauty consultant. She joined our unit last month, and she's moving very, very quickly. She will be submitting for DIQ next month and probably do it in 1 or 2 months, wrap it up, and go to the top very fast. Mary has a lot of experience in direct sales. She has been at the top of Wild Tree, which, if you guys don't know, is amazing organic foods and spices and oils. We both still eat and love Wild Tree. But Mary was looking for an opportunity that had a higher ceiling. More opportunity for growth. And so she's a very, very ambitious woman, and she has brought to the table a lot of new things, a lot of things that work great in the direct selling industry, but things that myself, I've never been trained on and I've never heard. And this, when we were chatting one night, she was talking to me about her system that she used for booking in Wild Tree. It really blew my mind, and it blew my mind because it was the exact opposite of what I was doing. I was falling right into the stereotype and that top percent. And as I reflected over the years of booking parties with different companies, all of a sudden it just clicked. It clicked in my brain why it works. And so I'm going to kind of share with you my experiences personally as we're going along in this training, just so you know, like, how I have seen this implemented in different direct selling companies. But the idea is we need consistency. You need consistency, and you need to create a habit. And it takes, on average, 21 days of doing something to create a new habit. So this is a booking method that we are creating, a 21-day challenge, a challenge for you guys to get your feet wet, give this a whirl, and watch magic happen in your business. But my hope and my prayer is that you guys now do this for 21 days, and it's now a habit that you continue to do in your business, that you continue to implement in your business, because I really, really believe that if you do, your books are always going to be full. Now, the key to success in Mary Kay in any direct selling business is having bookings. You know, going out and generating those leads doesn't do any good if you're not booking them. And what I've seen is we are spending a lot of time generating leads, and we're not having as many bookings as we should. And after going through this training with Mary, I was realizing how many people are falling through the cracks and how many more bookings we could be getting from our leads by following this very, very simple plan and understanding the numbers and the statistics behind it. So this is a 21-day challenge to create the habit that you are going to continue and run with. And I believe that if you guys do this, you will be seeing results, massive results in your business. You will be going on target for your free car. You will be digging yourself out of debt. You can be going into DIQ. Mary shared with me when they started doing this in her Wild Tree, that's when she promoted to director. That's when she promoted so many team leaders, is because it created consistency and people were out there seeing the faces and booking the parties. So I am thrilled to turn this over to her. She is going to go through. If you guys have questions, please type them in on the side. We may not answer them right away, but we will get them to you. And if you're having any technical difficulties or can't see us or hear us, go ahead and text or Vox me. I have my phone and we can try to work those out. So I'm going to turn it over to Miss Mary. Have your pencils ready and get ready to have your minds blown.
Okay, thanks, Rachel. I'm super excited to be here and to be sharing this with everybody. Like Rachel said, this is something that I had implemented in my business before, and it just moved my business forward like crazy, and not just my own, but for everybody that was working it. It just makes such a big difference to stay consistent with it, and it makes such a big difference to just keep plugging into the system and know that the system was made for a purpose, and to do your best to not waver from it at all. So the first thing that you need to know is this is a 10 call a day system. And this might sound kind of scary because a lot of people think that you don't know enough people to talk to, or you don't have enough people to put on this list, but we're going to go through some ideas with you on making sure that you have enough. And I'll share with you later on who to start with, and also know that you only need 30 people to start with. So the first thing that you need is a calendar, and lucky for us in our Mary Kay kit, we get a planner right off the bat. And so I brought mine with me. So here you can see you have your calendar, and you're going to be working right from here. So you're going to want to keep this with you at all times, so that no matter what time of day it is, you'll always know who you're going to call and who's next on your list. So keep your calendar out. You'll want to make sure, and we're going to be utilizing the day at a glance. So also, I use highlighters. You need 5 different colors. I'll go through those later as well, but the highlighters and the colors are super important so that you can keep track of what you're doing, and you can keep track of your progress, and you can really look down on any given day and see that what you're doing is working. So this is what's going to keep you plugged in, and this is what's going to keep you from saying, oh, I don't feel like making my calls today. And then you're going to look down and you're going to say, it's working.
So I can be in it.
There you go.
I'm here.
Okay. And then the next thing that you're really going to want is a file system.
It makes
We're
us
ghosts.
toasty. It just needs to focus on your face.
Okay. So the file system is also really important because this is going to be super awesome for keeping track of all of your leads. And so you're not just having these, what are those called again? The customer profiles. You're not going to have your customer profiles just going in a pile. I'm going to give you a super awesome filing system so that you can really utilize all of those customer profiles and people don't slip through the cracks. Okay, so in your file system, you need 7 files for every day. So 1 file for each day of the week, and then you need 1 file for each month. So 7 files for days of the week, 12 for your months. And then you're going to want like a filing, like a crate or something, obviously, to put your files in so that those aren't just in a pile. Okay, so the next thing is that I really want you to know is that there are proven sales facts, and this is what the whole system is based off of. Most people don't know this, but when a sale happens, when a booking happens, when the magic happens, is 2% of the sales happen on the first call or first contact, 3% on the second call, 4% on the third, 10% on the fourth. 81% of sales or bookings happen on the 5th call or after. Most people give up. 48% of people give up on their first try. 24% give up on their second try. 12% on their third, 6% on their fourth, and 10% on their 5th. So as you can see, 48% of people are giving up on their first try when really they need to hit that 5th contact, because that's when 81% of the sales happen.
And I'm just going to chime in here a little bit, because when I heard this, it really blew my mind, because I give up on the second. I think, okay, I've called twice. I don't want to bug them anymore. And that's, I'm just done. And to think about how many people have fallen through the cracks, how many more bookings I could have had, rather than having to continually generate massive amount of leads because only 3% of them are booking when I could be getting 81% of them to book. I mean, just think about that number. And so I started thinking, because I am a person that loves to host parties. So, I mean, I've done a Wild Tree party with Mary. That's how we met. I've done Leah Sophia parties. Like, I think it's really fun, and I love to support small businesses. So I started thinking about this, and I remembered that when Mary was booking her party with me, she called me a lot, and it never bugged me. I never thought, oh my gosh, there's this annoying Wild Tree lady calling me, because I was just really bad at calling back. And I would always give, like, in my head, how can I be this bad at booking parties when this is what I do for a living? But it was on that fifth call, and once we started talking about this, I remembered it vividly, where her message was, this is my last attempt to reach you. I'm going to assume you're super busy, and if I don't hear back from you, I'll try again in a couple months. And that was the moment when I went, oh my God, Rachel, pick up the phone and call her back, because I wanted to host that Wild Tree party, and that's when I booked. And so I started thinking about it and seeing that almost all of the parties that I have successfully held from different companies over these years have taken that persistence. And this is coming from somebody who's in the industry needing those 5 calls. Now, the one time that they weren't persistent, the party didn't book. So I was going to do an ooh la la lingerie party for one of my girlfriends for a bachelorette party. And she called me twice. And this was like months before. So of course, as the party gets closer, I'm a few weeks out, I'm finalizing details, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to like finalize this ooh la la party. Well, of course I couldn't find her card. I dug back through my phone to try to find it in text messages, and I couldn't find her email. And I was just like, well, it's not happening. And so I had to completely rechange everything I was doing for this bachelorette party and didn't book that ooh la la party. And then the woman calls me, I think 3 or 4 days before the bachelorette party, to confirm the party was still on. And I was like, no, you haven't been in contact with me. You haven't called me. And there has been this huge gap in time. So never once when Mary was successfully booking her Wild Tree party with me, did I feel like she was bugging me. And I wish that ooh la la lady would have followed through, because then she would have had a booking. And so I think we just really need to get out of our heads that we're bugging people. Because when you follow this system and use the words and the scripts that we're going to give you, it's not bugging them. It's taking into account that people are just living their lives. I mean, they've got children, they've got work, they've got husbands, they've got gyms and extracurricular and church. I mean, they have so much. We are all so busy all of the time that doing something fun like a Mary Kay party, unfortunately, it's our job. It's our job to be following up with them to get that booking, not their job to return 1 phone call or 2 phone calls even. So that's just kind of that's how my brain really clicked and saw this, really just reflecting over the past couple years on my personal experiences with successful and unsuccessful parties. And then I went, oh my God, how many parties have I let go? How many bookings could I have been holding if I was following this system? And so I can tell you, when we start this challenge, I'm going to be going back and pulling my customer profiles. I don't care how old they are. I'm going to pull them, I'm going to plug them into the system, and I'm going to utilize them, because I would much rather spend less time getting leads and more time holding the parties, seeing the faces, recruiting the team members, and selling the product. And I think everybody on this would agree. So back to Mary.
Okay. I love that aha moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm sure some of you are thinking of aha moments right now of some people that may have slipped through the cracks for you, or maybe you're just really excited because you're brand new and you didn't know how to get all these bookings. So the system that we're going to be using, it's in connection with the stats that we just used. We have a 6-point checkpoint system that includes 1 call and an immediate text message. 1 call, an immediate text message. 1 call and an immediate text message. It's super important. Rachel has created all of the scripts for you, so you know exactly what to say on the call and you know exactly what to say on the text message. It's really important that you stick with the system. So what you're going to be getting all of those scripts later, and what you're going to do is make sure and highlight. Even though I would say highlighting with the different color coding that I'm going to tell you about isn't critical, I'm going to say it is critical for you for the first 21 days, so that you can keep moving forward, so that you can really see how this is working for you.
And tracking your progress, you guys, is huge. You need to be able to see how this is working. And when you're doing so many 10 calls a day and you're having all of these things written down, if you aren't visually seeing the progress, you can get jumbled up in your head. So this first 21 days, it is really crucial, so you can really have that eye-opening experience to watch the magic happen, because that's where you're really going to find the win.
All right, so the system will not work if you choose one method or the other. If you choose to do just the phone calls and not the text messages, or if you choose just to text and not to make the phone call, it's not going to work for you. So make sure that you pay close attention to the fact that all of the follow-up text messages are sent on the exact same day that you made the phone call, and that you probably left a voicemail. So it's critical because it spaces the contact points out so that you don't seem like you're stalking them. Don't mess with this. Like Rachel was talking about, that's people's number one concern is you don't want to feel like you're stalking somebody or bugging somebody. Stick with the system and you're going to see success. Not to mention that people are going to really see that you're taking your business seriously, and that makes a huge difference in your booking rate and your follow-up, and who's going to keep coming back to you. When they see somebody that's taking it very seriously like that, it's really impressive.
That's how people gain respect for you and know that this just isn't a hobby for you, but you're serious and you're running a business. And I always relate it back to, think about if you had like a hair appointment or if you had like a nail appointment. I know that, like, I do my eyelashes, and I know that I can't just go ahead and change that appointment whenever I feel like it, because she's literally booked solid, and that's her business and that's what she does. And so I developed that respect for her through her portraying a professional business atmosphere and professional business attitude. And by following up when you say you're going to follow up and following the system, that's what you're going to have the ability to create, is a professional business atmosphere.
Yes. So something else that I get asked a lot is, what time of day do I make my calls? And the answer to that is really anytime when my girls are at school is when I work my business. So if that means for you that you're making your calls at 7:30 at night or at 10 o'clock in the morning, basically you're going to have this written out on this calendar, so you can have this with you at all times so that you can squeeze in, either you can sit down for 30 minutes and make your 10 calls, or maybe you only have 10 minutes and you can only make 2 or 3 calls and you pick back up with it later.
Now, Mary, is there a time that you would say is too late to make a phone call? What is our cutoff time to stop calling at nighttime?
I personally don't like to make calls after 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. And I would definitely agree with 8 o'clock. You want to be respectful of people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. And knowing that in most cases you are leaving a voicemail, so your customer just simply needs to hear your voice. So just a text message is just not enough. Okay, so here's how we're going to start this challenge. I would encourage you to make sure that you are utilizing your power day that's in your area. So for us, Sunday in Spokane. So make sure you're utilizing that, and also book an in-home party of your own right away. And you need to get this on your calendar right away, so that when you're calling people, if they're saying no, they're not interested in booking, or no, they're not interested in hosting their own, you can plug them in either to Power Day or plug them into your in-home party. You also need something already set up on the calendar, like we just said. So it also helps you diversify the types of calls that you're making, which will encourage you to really dig deep into your personal contact list as well. So take a stack of your customer profiles, and I'd recommend starting with plugging people into your calendar that you have a personal relationship first. So maybe don't go to the people that you don't know so well. I would start with, you need 30 people. So if you are brand new and you don't have people on customer profiles yet, then 30 people that you are your friends, or your coworkers, or your family members, are past coworkers, maybe you went to school with. You need 30 people of your own.
Yes, you do have 30. Yes, you do. Any one of you, I could sit down and open up your Facebook and you have more than 30 friends. So
yes.
Stop telling yourself that lie.
Don't lie. Okay, so.
And yes, it's okay if you've called them before.
Yes.
We're starting a new system.
We're starting all over.
New year, new system.
Sorry. New Year's resolution, kind of. Okay. So also, if you have had anybody slip through the cracks before and you are like, ding, make sure to put them in your system right away. Okay. Mark on your calendar the month at a glance. You want to mark day 1 is going to be, let's say Thursday is when
Yes.
we're going to start calls. So day 1 is Thursday. So write a little number 1 on Thursday and mark all the way through to day 21. This way, at any point in time when you are feeling a little crazy or something about this challenge, you can look down and you can say, I'm on day 10. This is what's happening in my business. These are the good things that's happened. So this will keep you plugging forward to get through this 21 days. Okay, so we are going to start this on Thursday. So you want to first get to your 30 leads and mark them out on your day at a glance. So tomorrow is Wednesday. So your job tomorrow is to write out 30 people.
And phone numbers.
You're going to want phone numbers right with it. I don't even care if they are saved as a contact in your phone. You need to write down their phone number. If you're somewhere where something happens and you don't have your phone with you, but you're ready to make calls and you're borrowing somebody else's phone, I don't know, have their phone number down on your day at a glance. So on Thursday, you're going to have 10 names with phone numbers. On Friday, 10 names with phone numbers. Saturday, working through the weekend?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Saturday, 10 names with phone numbers.
Sunday, 10 names with phone numbers.
So you have 30 names written out.
Oh, wait, it's only 3 days.
That's only 3 days. If you have more than 30 contacts, you can keep going. But what I'm trying to show you here is that you only need 30 people to call to make your
Let's
business
not
work.
overwhelm ourselves.
Yeah,
So 30.
30.
And you guys, if you are seasoned in your business and you really do 100% believe that you've exhausted all of your people and you don't have sitting down pulling up 30 people or 30 customer profiles, that's what you're going to do tomorrow. Is you're going to go pick up your Facial Bucks leads. You're going to go warm chat. Like, you're going to make it happen. By the end of the day on Wednesday, Thursdays when we're starting it, you need to have your 30, 10 in Thursday, 10 in Friday, 10 in Saturday to start calling. That is the first step of the challenge.
Perfect. So after their name, so you're going to write their name, their phone number, and then I would write a number 1. This signifies you know that this is your first contact with them. This is super important to keep track of because, like I said earlier in the statistics, most people are not going to contact you back, or you're not going to hear a word, you're not going to make a sale, you're not going to make a booking till the 5th contact. So it's really, really awesome to be able to look back and say, okay, I'm calling Rachel and this is my 5th time, something's going to happen. And you are going to see that it works and it's exciting. So make sure that you're writing out that number next to their name as well. Okay, so you need your 3 days, name, phone number, what number contact it is, so number 1. And then you'll want to probably print out the script that Rachel is going to be saying to everybody, so you know exactly what you're going to be saying on these calls and exactly the text messaging.
I'm going to post them on, I'll post them on WNL and the TNT page. And you guys can grab them, and there'll be one that says text scripting, and then there'll be the regular voice scripting as well. Sorry, and they are going to be designed for where you are in your business. So there will be a script for cold leads, Facial Bucks leads, warm chat leads. There will be a script for brand new consultants. There will be a script for seasoned consultants. So you can kind of pick the script that you're comfortable with that fits you. But the text message scripts are pretty much all the same.
Okay, so once you have your scripts and your names written down and we're ready to start on Thursday, you sit down, you open up your calendar and you say, okay, here we go with my 10 calls. So you're going to use this script. And the most important thing about this script is that it's always leading with, because you're most likely going to be leaving a voicemail. That's just how it is you, at the end of the voicemail, it's going to say something like, if I don't hear back from you in 3 days, then if I don't hear back from you in 2 days, then I will try you again. So then you shoot out the text message, and if you don't, then right away, you're going to move that person's name. So say it was Rachel, then you're going to move Rachel from Thursday, and then you're going to move her 2 days forward. So you know that you're going to call her on that day. And this, you're also going to be moving your these 10 names from Thursday in your file folder to Sunday, so that you can at any time pull out that file folder and see those names, or at any time open up your date book and see, who am I calling today? So this way you're rolling people forward. So you're not always having to regenerate who you're calling, because these people are going to be rolled forward from day to day to day, because you most likely won't hear back from them until that 5th contact.
But in the way we're setting it up, it's actually more like 3, because we're doing voicemail, text, voicemail, text, voicemail, text. So it's actually 6, but it feels more like 3.
Okay. So the color coding system. If you have any questions about rolling people forward, then just type on the right-hand side. If it's not working, then
Text Rachel.
Text Rachel with your questions, and we'll get to them. Okay, so color coding. This, like I said, is going to be super important, because you're going to want to make sure and keep track of how many times you've contacted a person, and be able to take notes about what they said.
Oh, it's working.
Oh, it is working. And you're also going to want to just know where you're at in this challenge. So I'll answer that question in a minute, or do you want to answer it now?
Well, yeah, I just want to, I can't, sorry. I just want to be there, but I can't be there.
She turns into a ghost. Okay, so I'll keep going with color coding, and then I'll come back to the question. Okay, so you're going to line up your calls to start making them on Thursday, and you put your customer profile in your Thursday file, in your file folder. So in doing that, you should have 10 surveys in the Thursday folder. You take their survey, you make your phone call, you make notes about the contact, like if you met them at another person's party or something, so you can spark that connection for yourself. And then you're going to write on there, if you left a voicemail, write a little note like LM, left voicemail. So you know what's happening with each one of these people. You don't want them to slip through the cracks. That's the whole point of this system. Okay, so if it was a live conversation, obviously note that as well. Then you're going to transfer that person's contact information to the 2 days later into your file folder system, and also transfer their name along with it. So after you have made the 5th contact, or it's really the 6th contact, because you were sending out a text message. So you send out a text message, and if you still haven't heard anything back from that person, you're going to take that survey or that customer profile slip. Sorry, we used to call them surveys.
We have surveys too, so we're good.
Okay, good. And then you're going to drop it into a month folder 2 months down the road. So these people are, just because they didn't answer, it doesn't mean that they're just lost and they're gone forever. Just means that whatever, they're super busy, and
we'll try them again in March.
Try them again a couple months down the road. Okay, so then that way, when that month comes along, say March comes along, then you bring those people back out and plug them back into your 10 calls a day system. Okay, color coding. Yellow means that my follow-up text has been sent. This is also a quick reference to count and verify that you made all 10 calls. So each time you call somebody and then you quickly make that phone or that text message right away, you highlight them in yellow. This way you can look down at your paper and you can see all of your yellow highlights, and you know that your work is done. Blue means that I heard back from them. This is almost always going to be via text. That's just the way things are. So that's fine. If you highlight blue, that means you heard back from them. Pink is you got a booking. So if you highlight them in pink, you have them dated on your calendar. Green is that they are interested in the business. Orange is that you got them on a live conversation. And then don't forget that we kept track of the numbers. So don't forget to keep track of call number 5, or sorry, not call, contact number 5. I really like this tracking system because it helps you feel accomplished, and it's going to prevent you from making snap judgments like this isn't working, or nobody's calling me back, or I never get to talk to anyone, which are feelings and thoughts that might make you quit the system. So make sure that you keep track of this.
Now, question, because we're doing the call text right back to back, shouldn't we have the system actually just be a 1, a 2, and a 3?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So that's what your numbers will look like, you guys, 1, 2, and 3, because you're going to leave the voicemail, follow it right up with the text, just to encourage them to listen to their voicemail, because most people don't listen to their voicemail. So your system, it will be actually 6 touches, but it's actually only going to be numbered 1, 2, 3. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay, so seeing these different colors begin to pop up in your calendar, it's going to be really exciting for you. It's going to show you that you're moving your business forward. All of these things are income producing things for you. So you are going to be excited when you see a really colorful calendar. What is going to be really shocking for you probably is you're going to hear back from people on like that that 6th contact, and they're going to apologize. They're going to say, thank you so much for contacting me again. I really appreciate it. I was so busy and I lost your number, or thank you you're just going to love to hear what people have to say on that 6th contact. Okay.
Now, question. Okay. So we have our 30 leads and we're doing this and we're rolling them forward. But eventually these leads are going to start to book and these parties are going to start to hold and our date books are going to start to fill up. So we are going to need to continually be adding 10 leads a day in. Now, are we adding 10 new calls a day, or does somebody that's been rolled forward count as one of our 10 calls?
Somebody that's been rolled forward counts as
One of your 10 calls.
Yes.
So it's going to be more a matter of, as they're booking, just filling up behind them,
Yep.
correct? Okay. So you're going to be rolling them forward. They count as one of your 10, but probably on day 4 and 5, you're going to need to start adding more leads in. But it's not 30 more. It's going to be like 5 more or 6 more. And the second you hold a party, you're going to get leads from that party because you're going to be playing the referral game. So this system, and if you guys watched Leah's training and all the material that I posted on Facebook that backs that up, is really going to combine very, very nicely together, because this system is going to allow 81% of our bookings to actually book. And I know that personally, that my bookings were nowhere close to that. And so it's going to take not having to completely regenerate another 30 leads, It's going to allow us to be plugging in, 5 leads here, 5 leads there, to be rolling things forward. Am I saying this correctly?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
You are correct. And obviously, as these parties get going, I'm sorry if this is redundant, but as you get these parties on your books, then you're going to be having these referrals from these parties. And so you are going to be wanting to plug new people into this
Yes.
system. Naturally, it's going to happen.
When can we expect to see results?
I would say by day 10, you're going to see crazy things happen by day 10. And that is just going to be the most exciting part. The first 5 days are really kind of getting used to making these calls, the verbiage that you're using, the time of day that you're finding best for you. And then the next 5 days is when you're really going to get in your groove. You're going to feel really comfortable with it. And so by day 10, you're going to be having bookings coming in. You're going to be having recruiting conversations like you've never had before. And that's really where the magic's going to happen.
And you guys, this is really works for no matter how much you want to put into this business. So if you are somebody like Mary that says, I'm going to go to the top, I want to be a director, this system works for her. And she's going to have her date book out and she's going to say when she's booking these parties. She's going to have her in-home, like her personal home. And I want to reiterate that is so important, you guys, because you're going to have a lot of people that don't want to host a party, maybe aren't available on Sundays to book into a power day and whatnot, but would still like to get a facial, would still like to get a pampering treatment. So by having 2 to 3 days on your books each month where you are bringing people to your home and you are booking individual appointments or 1+2 into your home, you are working so smart, not hard. So even if you're somebody that wants to do this business very part-time and hold maybe 2 to 3 parties a week, this is the system you follow. Because when you're booking these parties, you're looking at your date book and you know, I'm committed to my business this year to holding parties on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And so you're just filling those in. You're just filling them and following the system. And if you're somebody that's like, I want to hold 5 parties a week, you're filling them in. The system is working for you. This system works for the smallest amount of business you want to the largest amount of business you want, because it creates consistency. And how excited would you guys be if you were consistently holding as many parties as you wanted to. That's the key. Doing the system will allow you to hold as many parties as you want to. Back to Mary.
Well, the last thing I just wanted to share with you guys is some things that you're probably going to find along this journey, because this first 21 days is creating this habit, but what you're going to be finding is that you're going to learn that your business is 100% completely portable. Taking this little date book with you everywhere you go, you're sitting in line to pick up your kids from school, whatever it is, you can bust out a couple of calls and you're going to see that this business can really be worked into the cracks of your life, even if you are the busiest person on earth. You are also going to see what it's like to be fully committed to something and how much people appreciate that, like we talked about before, and how much your business will flourish just for the fact that you're following up. You're not letting people slip through the cracks, and people are taking you seriously as a business owner. You're also going to learn to love the days that you see that you are making that sixth contact with that person, and how excited that person is that you're still following up with them, and how excited you are to really see that the statistics don't lie and that your business is moving forward. Also, you're just going to make sure, and you're going to see that you're not going to see people slip through the cracks for you anymore, whether it be on bookings or recruits. You're really going to see that having a system in place makes such a big difference, especially when you just stick it out and stick with it and make this a habit of your own.
Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay. I am so excited to start doing this. So this is how we are going to hold each other accountable. This is our call to action. The reason why we're starting on Thursday is because I'm going to get this video out to everybody, and they're going to have an opportunity to watch it over the next 24 hours and say they're committed to the 21-day challenge. If you are committed and you're like, I want to give this a try, I want to roll this, I want to have as many parties as I want to, and I want them to hold, please text your director or myself. I'm in on the 21-day challenge. And I am going to, on Thursday, create a Voxer group for the 21-day challengers. And we are going to hold each other accountable. And all you guys need to do in this Voxer group, you can post questions, you can post excitements, you can post wins, but your accountability is going to be a screenshot of your date book every single day, highlighted your 10 calls in. What color are we highlighting our?
Yellow.
Yellow. Our 10 yellow highlighted calls. Snap in there. And at the end of this 21-day challenge, I am going to go back through and I am going to see who has completed it, meaning who has done it all 21 days. And these women are going to clearly now have bookings on their books, new team members, and be our new group of emerging leaders. And then you will be invited into our exclusive emerging leaders group, where you are going to get different training, special training, one-on-one, just that powerhouse move you forward. Some of you on this are part of my emerging leaders group right now, but this is time to revamp and rechange. So we are ending the emerging leaders group. It's the 21-day challenger group, and that is your ticket into the new emerging leaders group. Because you guys, we just had directors offspring. We have new DIQs coming up. It's time to open the doors to allow more people to emerge. But most importantly, there are people that are in our emerging leaders group that are stuck. And you guys, it doesn't matter where you are in your business right now. It matters where you want to be. It matters where you're going. So I am so excited to see you guys commit and be able to visually watch that magic happen in your business and hold these parties. So you have 24 hours to text me or your director, I'm in, if you want in on this group. Okay. And please, if you're going to do this, be committed, play full out, find those 30 leads. I know that if I didn't have customer profiles in my office right now, I could sit down and I could come up with 30 women that have not held parties for me. I have a very large group of girlfriends, and I think 3 of them have held parties for me. So that story that we tell ourselves that we don't know 30 people is just the story. So this is a brand new year. What story do you want to tell yourself? Where do you want to take your business? Who is ready for a 21-day challenge that will change the temperature of your business? I know I am. I am going to run and I'm going to play full out on this. So I am so excited to get those text messages rolling in and get you in to our 21 challenge group, which will in turn be your invitation, your ticket into the new emerging leaders group. Thank you so much, you guys. Talk to you soon.